This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by
Freaking.com.
Hello, this is Ron Paul with your weekly update for March 14th. Last week, we once again heard numerous voices calling for intervention in Libya. Most say the U.S. should establish a no-fly zone over Libya, pretending that it is a benign, virtually cost-free action, and the least we could do to assist those trying to oust the Gadaffi regime. Let us be clear about one thing. For the U.S. to establish a no-fly zone over all or part of Libya would constitute an act of war against Libya. Establishing any kind of military presence in the sovereign territory of Libya will require committing troops to engage in combat against the Libyan Air Force as well as anti-aircraft systems. The administration has stated that nothing is off the table as they discuss U.S. responses to the unrest. This sort of talk is alarming on so many levels. Does this mean a nuclear strike is on the table? Apparently so. In this case, I would like to make sure we actually follow the black letter of the law provided in the Constitution that explicitly grants Congress the sole authority to declare war. This week, I will introduce a concurrent resolution in the House to remind my colleagues and the administration that Congress alone, not the President, decides when to go to war. It is alarming how casually the administration talks about initiating acts of war as though Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution does not exist. Frankly, it is not up to the President whether or not we intervene in Libya or set up no-fly zones or send troops. At least it is not if we follow the Constitution. Even by the loose standards of the War Powers Resolution, which cedes far too much power to the President, he would have no authority to engage in hostilities because we have not been attacked, not by Gadaffi and not by the rebels. This is not our fight. If the administration wants to make it our fight, let them make their case before Congress and put it to a vote. I would strongly oppose such a measure, but that is the proper way to proceed. Constitutional questions aside, Congress also needs to consider the interests of the American people. Again, we have not been attacked. Whatever we may think about the Gadaffi regime, we must recognize that the current turmoil in Libya represents an attempted coup d'etat in a foreign country. Neither the coup leaders nor the regime pose an imminent threat to the United States, and therefore, as much as we abhor violence and loss of life, this is simply none of our business. How can we commit our men and women in uniform to a dangerous military operation in Libya when they swore an oath to protect and defend the Constitution? We must also understand that our intervention will undermine the legitimacy of whatever government prevails in Libya. Especially if it's a bad government, it will be seen as our puppet and further radicalize people in the region against us. These are terrible reasons to put our soldiers' lives at risk. Finally, we need to consider the economic cost. We don't have the money for more military interventions overseas. We don't have the money for our current military intervention overseas. We have to rely on the Fed's printing presses and our ability to borrow from China to wars. That alone should put an end to discussion about getting involved in Libya's civil war. Thanks for calling this update. A new update is placed on this number, 888-322-1414, every Monday. The written text can be found on my website, www.house.gov/Paul, under the heading Texas Straight Talk. Thanks for calling.
What are you arresting this man for?
You've seen the dramatic Liberty arrests in Keene, New Hampshire. Now see 111 reasons why you should move there and reinforce these gutsy activists. Keene's advantages are compelling, and the list of reasons to move has just been updated. For details, visit freekeene.com.